What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus review. So let's get started. Now, the Revvl 4 Plus is one of 3 new Revvl phones launched on both T-Mobile and Metro by T-Mobile about a month and a half ago. So there's this phone, the Revvl 4 Plus. There's also the Revvl 4, which is a less expensive alternative. And then finally, there's the Revvl 5G, which is the most premium phone of the 3. So this one is in the middle of those 2 devices. Now, this phone features a retail price of $189, but in most situations, you likely will be able to get it for a pretty significant discount. Stores for both T-Mobile and Metro are constantly offering different promotions, ranging from important deals to buy one get one free. So definitely make sure to check in on your local store to see what deals they're currently offering. But I'd imagine that the majority of people out there probably won't even be paying the full $189 for this phone. And even if you are getting it for $189, I feel like it still is a pretty decent option. Now, there are some shortcomings, and I will be addressing those in this video as well. Now, with the Revvl 4 Plus, we're getting a pretty large display at 6.52 inches. The display itself is LCD at 720p. We're getting a PPI of 269 and a 20:9 aspect ratio. Now, last time that I checked T-Mobile's website, they actually advertised this phone as having an 18:9 aspect ratio. But this aspect ratio is definitely 20:9. It's pretty tall, that's for sure. And I even took measurements of it, and it is indeed 20:9. But that's actually a better thing, as I do like this form factor, especially because you're able to fit more of your social media feed, for example, into one frame. Now again, the display looks pretty decent. Of course, since it isn't OLED or AMOLED, it's not going to look nearly as good in pretty much every situation. But considering that it is LCD, it's certainly a good LCD panel. Things do look nice and crisp and clear. There's a clear contrast as well with the different colors, and the viewing angles are actually pretty decent here with the phone as well. Now up top here on the device, we do have a water drop notch for the front-facing camera, and that camera is 16 megapixels. Now stay tuned to later on in the video, as I'll show you different photo and video samples from the device. Now with the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus, we're getting 64 gigabytes of internal storage with microSD card expansion. 64 gigs with a phone that's under $200 is also a very good thing to see, especially because when you compare this phone to Apple's iPhone 11, which also has 64 gigs as the lowest storage option, but that phone is $699, it really makes it seem like you're getting a very solid deal here with the Revvl 4 Plus. And then of course, if you do happen to need more storage space beyond those 64 gigs, you can always put a microSD card into the phone for extra expansion. Now there's no wireless charging, unfortunately, with the Revvl 4 Plus, but we do have face unlock and we have a fingerprint sensor on the back. I'm also very happy to see that we do indeed get face unlock here with the phone, as quite a few other devices that have launched this year in the budget realm have not even offered that feature. For example, with the Moto G Fast, there is no face unlock. And with the LG Stylo 6, there's no face unlock either. But on the other hand, with the Galaxy A21, we do have face unlock. Again, if you are looking for a phone with face unlock that is a budget device, you do have some other options, but it's certainly not something that's very widespread. Now on the back of this device, we do have a squared off camera module, and we're getting 2 different cameras. So there's a 16 megapixel main camera and a 5 megapixel depth sensing camera. Now it is a bit disappointing that there is no ultra wide angle camera here with the phone, especially considering that other devices that are actually cheaper than this, such as the Samsung Galaxy A11, do have an ultra wide angle camera, and other phones that directly compete with this phone, such as the Galaxy A21 and also the Moto G Fast, all offer ultra wide angle cameras. So I don't understand why we don't have an ultra wide angle camera here with the Revvl 4 Plus. In some ways, for me at least, I feel like that could be a deal breaker. But if you don't care about the ultra wide angle camera, then I suppose that's not an issue. Now the good news though is that we do get portrait mode for both the rear and front cameras on this device. So here's how things look through the camera app. So we have a variety of different modes. You can go to Pro mode, where there's a bunch of different customizations, video mode of course, auto, portrait, there's pano as well. Now in video mode, you can actually record video at 4K, which is pretty impressive. The only downside though with the 4K video recording on the phone is that you are limited to 5 minutes of recording time. And I feel like that is a bit of an annoying compromise. So if you think that is going to get in the way of your content creation, then you might want to consider a different device. Now with the phone, we're getting 4 gigabytes of RAM and the Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 processor. And I've got to tell you, that is a great combination at this price tag. Now, the Moto G Fast, which is a similarly priced rival to this phone, does also have the Snapdragon 665, but with that phone, we're getting 3 GB of RAM. So with this phone, we're getting 4, and then we're still getting that Snapdragon 665, all at a very good price tag. So I'm really excited about that. This phone is going to be more powerful than the Stylo 6, than the A21, and is pretty much up there performance-wise with the Moto G Stylus, which is a $300 phone. Now, I did run a benchmark test here with the device, so make sure you install Geekbench 5 on your personal phone, run the test, and then compare your single-core score and multi-core score to these scores. Now, if these scores are better, and especially significantly better, then most likely the Revvl 4 Plus will be a performance upgrade for you. But again, for the price range of this phone, I feel like the processor and RAM are going to give you performance that is certainly overachieving for this price segment. So essentially, the majority of people out there are going to be able to do all of their favorite tasks that they would typically do in a smartphone using this one with a good experience. Now with this device, we're getting a beefy 4000 mAh internal battery, which is great. We're also getting NFC with this phone as well, so you are going to be able to make mobile payments with no issues at all. And we're also getting a near stock variant of Android 10. So it's a very clean, smooth, well-optimized software experience. So I definitely don't have any complaints. But now that we've gone over the specification highlights here with the phone, let's now take a closer look at the hardware. Now, taking a look at this front panel here, I'm definitely a fan of the display and then also the aspect ratio. But we do have a water drop notch at the top and a pretty thick bottom bezel. Now, the bottom bezel does have to be thick since the phone does use LCD display technology. Unfortunately, they can't make the bezels as small as they can with LCD that they can do with AMOLED. So in general, I think it has a pretty decent form factor. Nothing extremely modern and nothing extremely unique either, but again, it's going to get the job done. Now, taking a look at the left side of the phone, we have the slot for the microSD card and SIM card. Then on the right of the phone, we have the power button, which does glow, by the way, for notifications and when the phone is plugged in. And we have the volume down and volume up. Then up top, we have the noise canceling microphone and 3.5mm headphone jack. Then on the bottom, we have the speaker, microphone, and USB-C port for charging and data transfer. And then on the back of the phone, we have the camera module, flash, fingerprint sensor, and T-Mobile logo. Now, I definitely do like this color and material on the back of the phone. I like how it has a wavy look to it. It definitely does look pretty unique. Now, it does pick up some fingerprints, but at the same time, it's not quite as much of a fingerprint magnet as a phone would be with a glossy back. But the phone feels very solid, it feels high quality, and it certainly doesn't feel cheap. This phone is great for browsing the web. With nice smooth performance when scrolling, you can easily go to other articles, you can also easily zoom in as well. So definitely the performance when browsing the web is awesome. And again, due to the taller and more narrow display, you can see more text in one view here. Tap on that, and now you can see that we have a variety of different options. So the first thing that we can do is that if you just want to customize... The Revvl 4 Plus is a great phone for watching video content. Colors look really good, things do look nice and crisp and clear, even despite this display being just 720p. Another nice surprise too with this phone is the speaker quality. The speaker definitely gets nice and loud, and you can definitely sit back, relax, watch videos here on the phone, and not be annoyed by a low quality speaker. So the speaker here definitely does get the job done, and I am satisfied with it. Now, I do have the ability to crop in videos as well to fill in the entire display if you do want to get a more immersive experience. Now, here is the box that the Revvl 4 Plus does come in. Now, again, this is the Metro by T-Mobile variant of the phone, but everything is exactly the same, and it does even come in a standard T-Mobile box. So we have a quick start guide here. We also have a SIM card removal tool. We have a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer, and we have a USB wall adapter. I've had a great experience taking photos and videos with the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus. The quality, from the pictures especially, really does look good. It really does get the job done, as pictures do look very crispy. Now, I certainly do wish that we did get an ultra-wide camera here with the phone. Unfortunately, we don't, but at least the standard camera, and I suppose also the depth sensing camera, are capable of giving you very good results. So definitely, if you do want a phone that does take very nice photos and videos, then I would recommend going with the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus. But let's now take a look at some video samples. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with a front-facing test video from the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus. So let me know what you think of the quality from this video, as well as the microphone quality. And here's a test video at 1080p using the rear camera from the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus. Let me know what you think of the quality. We do have autofocus in video mode. And here's a video at 4K at 30 FPS using the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus. Now, the final output for this review is going to be 1080p, just letting you know. So the video will be downsampled, but I am recording the original footage here in the 4K mode. I just personally prefer to export my videos at 1080p because it takes up less space in my hard drive. So in conclusion, is the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus worth buying? I feel like this phone is certainly a very good value for the price. Really, the only thing that I feel like is lacking here with the phone is that we don't have an ultra-wide camera, and the reason why that's really a big deal is because all of the competitors of this device do offer that feature. So considering that we're not getting it here with the phone, and considering that it's something that I personally do like quite a bit, I really do wish that they included it. Now the good news though is that this phone has plenty of other things going for it that do make it a good option. It's nice to see that we do get NFC with this phone, which is still hard to come by for budget phones. The display looks nice as well, the build of the phone is good, and it's certainly not cheap, and the fingerprint sensor is nice and responsive. So in general, I do recommend going for the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus. And another nice thing as well is that since this phone is being offered only by T-Mobile and Metro, you are going to be able to get some really good deals on it most likely. But I hope you enjoyed my review of the T-Mobile Revvl 4 Plus. If you liked it, give the video a thumbs up and make sure to sub to the channel as well. But this is Kevin here, and I'll see you in the next video.